Hi, Taurus-Gemini Cusp Collective. Welcome back to Cusp of Roses for your general cosmic tarot reading. Hold on, let me make sure. Excuse the little camera wobbles here. I hope that this live finds you in the highest vibration possible. I thank you guys so much for all the love you show here on my channel, through your comments, through your subscriptions, through liking my videos, through sharing my videos with your family and friends, turning on that bell notification just so that you're notified when I am live, even if you can't make it right then in person. I just thank you guys again so much for how you engage with my channel. Welcome to those that are newly subscribed. I hope again that these readings serve you well. Make sure you guys are checking out and looking out for your playlist on my homepage. You can save that playlist to your own YouTube page, and I update pretty much weekly every new series of readings or new reading for your cusp, so you guys can save that and see that there from my homepage. But again, I thank you guys so much for your presence and your time and your energy, and as always, I hope that these readings send that love that you send to me right on back to you. Okay, so we're gonna get into this cosmic spread. I've added back the zodiac signs and the element energies to make this a full and complete Black Moon astrology deck. Remember, we were just working with the houses, the planets, the transits, and the aspects for some time. I was guided to add them back, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that'll kind of maybe add some more flavor, some more details to your cosmic spread, okay? Touch on a little bit more energy, connect with others, so we're going to see. But as always, Taurus Gemini, before every reading, we are going to get into our gratitude practice. So go ahead and start practicing whatever affirmations, intentions, prayers, meditation, breath work, moment of silence or stillness that feels right for you. I'm going to do the same, and then we will get into these messages, okay? Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, Holy Spirit, Ascended Masters, my Ascended Ancestors, and all holy angels, I thank you so much for being here with me and with the Taurus Gemini Cusp Collective of Energy here on YouTube. In this now moment, we thank you for your presence with us. I thank you for clearing my energy and allowing me to channel the most important messages here for Taurus Gemini Cusp energies regarding whatever cosmic energy is supporting them in the now moment. I thank you for that clear guidance. I thank you for your love, your grace, your mercy, your protection, and support, always and forever, divine. And so it is. All right, Taurus Gemini, let me do 3 more shuffles, and we'll get into this. Hi, Jenna. Thank you so much for being here. Hi, Charzy. Oh, I'm happy you could catch me live too, love. Thank you. All right, let's see, Taurus Gemini, what you got going on here in the cosmos. Cosmic energy for Taurus Gemini, divine. Taurus Gemini Cusp energies. First card out. You have Mercury and the mind. There's that Gemini energy right away. Vibration of 3. Okay. Tell me more, divine. What else we have here? You have the 5th house. Okay. Creativity. This is a house ruled by Leo energy. Vibration of 29 breaking down into an 11, which is a master number. So some of you might be mastering your own creative energy here. Maybe starting to apply or really tap into a creative mental process. That's going to mean something there. Definitely. Something about your ability to think in a creative way, like creative thinking, critical thinking. Your imagination might be really wild right now, or really active, or very vivid. Okay, let me get one more. Thank you so much, divine. I have one more cosmic energy here for Taurus Gemini. And then you have Cancer. Okay, the affirmation of I feel. Vibration of 16. Breaking down into a 7. Water energy, okay? Moon energy as well. Some of you are learning how to put your feelings into words. Learning how to get creative with your emotional energy here with this 5th house. learning how to really channel what it is that you feel here with that Cancer vibration and what it is that you're thinking into some form of expression here. Because with the fifth house, this is the house of creativity. This is visual arts, performing arts. This is wanting to be on some sort of stage. This is acting. This is, again, it's a creative expression. Okay. Performer, right? The Leo in energy, one of their main archetypes is the performer, right? They perform from the heart. So, in order to do those performances, you really do have to be in tune with what it is that you feel, right? And then you do have to have a certain level of genius, a certain level of attention to detail, right? And it is coming from a creative space in your mind, though. It's something about that energy being very active in this season for you here. All right, Taurus Gemini, don't forget, I have done a Capricorn season general tarot reading. We use the spirit animals. Really powerful spirit animals are showing up for us as a collective during this season. So make sure you guys check that reading out. And as always, I hope Capricorn season treats you well, okay? But for my number people, once again, we have the vibration of 3 here with Mercury in the mind. We have the vibration of 16 here with Cancer and I feel breaking down into a 7. And the vibration of 29 with the 5th house breaking down into an 11. So 3, 7, and 11 are very important numbers here. You might want to research them, see what they mean for you, see what you come across, okay? But thank you so much, Divine, for this beautiful energy here for Taurus Gemini Plus Collective on YouTube. Tell me more about Mercury, Cancer, and the 5th house for Taurus Gemini. How is Mercury, Cancer, and the 5th house supporting Taurus Gemini cusp energies here in the now moment? Remember, Mercury is also connected to the 3rd house, the house of messages, communication. Okay, Cancer being the 4th house. Oh, wow. So you have the 3rd house, the 4th house, and the 5th house here, right in alignment, Taurus Gemini. Interesting. So that could be like an alignment that's really, there might be a lot of activity. If you don't know your natal chart here, Taurus Gemini, check the links in my description box. See and figure out what energies are connected to your 3rd house, your 4th house, and your 5th house. Like what energies are in those houses, and then where all of that might lie here for you, because it's something very important or something you need to know with this type of 3rd house, 4th house, and 5th house energy. But I feel like it's tied to your natal chart. Okay? All right. Thank you so much, Divine. Tell me more. What does Mercury have to say here to Taurus Gemini? Wow, that came floating out. 10 of Swords. Okay. So the first card out, usually the strongest in your reading here. So there is something that has come to an end. Yeah, thank you, Divine. This feels like being self-conscious to some extent or degree. Like overthinking, worrying about how people are going to receive you, because you do have this 5th house energy out here, the creativity. It's like, it's almost to the point where there's so much energy there, like it almost has bubbled over, or it's like almost really too hard to ignore. 10 of Swords is also about a mental transformation. It's an ascension of your mind, right? This is the end of a cycle here with this 10. So there's no going back to thinking in a certain way, thinking about things in a particular way. There's no going back to attaching to certain perspectives or paradigms. And I do feel like when it comes to maybe how you connect with your emotional energy, it's like some of you might have been very resistant to feeling certain things, thinking about what you feel. Like there's a little bit of resistance there, but I feel like that's what's coming to an end. Tell me more about this 10 of Swords for Mercury. Yeah. Coming to an end, and then you have the King of Swords. Okay? Aquarius energy specifically, but this could definitely be your Gemini aspect. Being able to see clearly. You also have those crescent moons in the background, which is also a sign of creativity. It's creative energy, right? When the moon is in its crescent state, it's a very creative time within the collective consciousness. So it's something that, again, again, I feel like there might have been a little bit of fear here, Taurus Gemini, around expressing yourself in some way or bringing out some sort of creative talent that you do have. And now I feel like with the King of Swords, it's... oh, wow. With the King of Swords here, it's like no longer listening to those thoughts that kept you from really being authentic here. And again, I feel like it was a little bit of fear. It was a little bit of self-consciousness, right? Like maybe there are tracks that play in your mind that say, oh, no one's going to care about that creative thing, or, you know, no one's going to think that that's cool, or I'm not as talented as I really feel I am, or this really isn't worth much. It's like you're no longer subscribing to those thoughts. Ten of Swords. That version of self that listened, right, let all of that bog them down is no longer here. You're definitely in this King of Swords where you're being very diligent about the thoughts that you connect to, the thoughts that you allow yourself to put energy behind, and what you accept as truth. Okay, so that's powerful. Very, very powerful. Tell me more. Tell me more about this Mercury energy for Taurus Gemini. All swords, the Ace of Swords. So that's spot on here for some of you. There is a lot of clarity, higher levels of consciousness, and expanded awareness around the power of your own mind here, Taurus Gemini. And it feels like for a time, your mind might have been playing tricks on you here, right? And I think that was just doubts. Those were maybe just fears, like not feeling ready to share something, just not necessarily feeling all the way confident here. And I feel like it's really tied to this creative energy. But now you have the Ace of Swords. Now you have the clarity. Now you're seeing things in a new way. You have a new perspective. You're able to discern again, what is your truth? Maybe what are your fears trying to say? And then, you know, acknowledging that, but not letting that rule your mental space. Not letting that trap you, not letting that bog you down here, Ten of Swords. So there's definitely an end to a way of thinking. And the divine has definitely blessed you here with an Ace of Swords, a new beginning, right? It's a gift. It's definitely a gift. And maybe there is something about how your mind works here, Taurus Gemini, that I don't think you really saw as a gift. But I do feel like your mind works in creative ways and unique ways. And it's like now finding, again, that sense of confidence here with the King of Swords. To be able to let that energy kind of shine forward. And again, it's like discerning the truth. Listening really deeply for what it is that you really feel, what it is that you really think, and standing on that. Tell me more about this Mercury energy for Taurus Gemini. And then you got the Empress. Venus. Right? Very powerful energy here. And this is also mirroring that energy of being able to listen, being able to receive, no longer being resistant. Okay, the Empress is the opposite of resistant, right? She's very, very open, very confident in what she can attract, right? The Empress is also appreciating the beauty around you and the beauty within you, being that it's connected to Venus, the planet of beauty, right? Empress also connects with expression. Like some of you really do have beautiful forms and ways of expressing, or things that you really need to get off of your chest or out of your mind and onto paper for some of you. Because with all this sword, it's like something needs to be communicated, but I think it's from you. And it's like whatever was maybe blocking you from really, again, getting into that creative flow and letting whatever this creative thinking, creative writing for some of you might be really huge. It's like letting that flow there with the Empress. What's the overall message here from Mercury to Taurus Gemini? Yeah, new path, Two of Wands, and then you got the Four of Wands. Wow. It's like your mind can no longer get in the way of your spirit here, Taurus Gemini. Wands being spiritual energy, fire energy. The divine has gifted you this Ace of Swords. Now you see things clearly. Now you're operating from a higher consciousness. Now you're tapping into this Empress vibration. You're starting to analyze, absorb, see the things around you and within you as beautiful, as abundant, right? As worthy. And that's opening new doors here for you, new pathways. Two of Wands. It's giving you the confidence, and this is what I was talking about. That Ten of Swords felt like self-consciousness. It's like now that's turning on its head. Now you're confident in what you can manifest and what you can create, what you can attract here with that Empress energy. Because you now know your worth, you now see the truth, you now have a higher level of discernment around what's really authentic to your vibration and what maybe fear is just trying to get you to see, right? It's like you really are holding firm boundaries with that energy of fear, which is absolutely beautiful. And then that's bringing you into some sort of union here. And like I was saying earlier, right? Getting in tune and finding that union between your mind, your emotions, and then pouring that into some form of creative expression in this season. Okay? So that's really going to offer you a very strong foundation here. So there is something here that you can build off of, that you can connect with or connect to. But I think there was maybe a mental block around if you were maybe worth it with the Empress energy, right? If it was something that you could really do, that you could really take on. Mind you, the Empress is all 4 queens in one. But I feel like with this Ace of Swords, the divine has gifted you this clarity that, yeah, you are the Empress, right? You are in that. And Empress is also Taurus energy. So I love to see that Taurus energy balanced out here on this Gemini energy here with the mind. Because that means you're really in a very deep union and balance within your own vibration. So you're standing in your power. You're finding that truth. You're living out your truth. And you're also walking it with this Two of Wands. And this is it feels like a very strong current of events, like a change shift here for you, Taurus Gemini. Yeah? All right, let's look into this Cancer energy. What is Cancer trying to get Taurus Gemini to feel here? What are these feelings? Did I not say Cancer representing the moon in your vibration? The moon. Getting you to feel it all the subtle energy around you. Really getting you to feel out your intuition, right? Because it's one thing to have your intuition speak to you, to have it in a mental space, but to feel that intuition in your physical and emotional body is a whole nother thing. And I feel like that's what's coming online for you here, Taurus Gemini, in this season. That's what you're really, really connecting with. So this moon vibration is huge, very powerful. Tell me more about the moon in Cancer. More Cancer energy, the Chariot. Ooh. That's powerful because this is you being on your destined path. Did I not say you were walking on and creating new paths here with this Two of Wands? From a space of really deep union within your own self, within your own vibration. It's like finally being able to feel here, Taurus Gemini, when your intuition is speaking to you, feel your own truth out as opposed to maybe thinking it through. It's like your emotional body is starting to get into alignment with your mental body, which is then putting you in alignment with your destiny and your purpose here and offering you a new freedom. So where, again, I felt like there might have been a little bit of resistance to what you were feeling. Like it's almost like you were battling here between feelings and logic. Like feeling one thing, but logically it didn't make sense. So then it was quicker or easier to just cut the feeling off and go with the logic. But it's like now you're in a space where you're acknowledging that, no, what I'm feeling has some truth to it, right? And it's like letting those feelings and emotions and that energy speak a little bit more, come out a little bit more. Again, with the crescent moon, some of you might have been born on a crescent moon, or really connect with that symbol. Tell me more about the moon and freedom here for Cancer's energy for Taurus Gemini. And the Hierophant, here we go, Taurus. Right? The mystic in this particular deck, but it's again, it's how you govern yourself in the 3D. It's the rules and the structure you uphold for self. This is like your moral compass. 2 huge full moons in the background of this card as well. So there is something about the moon energy or the moon cycles that I feel like Taurus Gemini, you're really going to want to start paying attention to. Because it feels like this ebb and this flow and maybe this creative energy. Like I said, when the moon is in that crescent state, it's very, it's a good time to express or tap into some sort of creative expression. So it's like learning those different phases of the moon and how that kind of correlates with your own energy, maybe even keeping a log of it, is really going to help you highlight and tap into not only your own intuition here with the moon, but really start to piece together this new path forward, these boundaries. For some of you, like I was saying, you're keeping good boundaries with this energy of fear or this energy of doubt. The Hierophant here. Yeah, and I think I'm just probably a broken record at this point, but it's like I was saying, no longer pushing your feelings to the side and just relying on logic. It's realizing that you have to feel your way through some things, right? That your feelings hold value, right? That emotional body holds value for you. And incorporating those feelings and those energies in this new structured path that you're manifesting and attracting towards you with the 4 of Wands and the 2 of Wands. Tell me more about this Cancer energy for Taurus Gemini. Okay, you got the 5 of Pentacles, more Taurus energy. Yeah, and again, it's just mirroring what I was saying. 5 of Pentacles is when you get to that point of realizing that the material world doesn't define you. Right? That there's more beyond what you can gain materially, that there is this spiritual energy around it. 5 of Pentacles is also feeling a little left out in the cold, right? Having to take some sort of risk, right? Worrying if you have enough, if it'll be enough. It's like the divine calling you to kind of step out on faith and thrive a little bit, but it's like coming out of a comfort zone with the 5 of Pentacles. It's stepping into the unknown, right? Whereas the 4 of Pentacles is what you know, it's what you have, it's what's tangible. The 5 of Pentacles is to say, think about what could be possible beyond this point. And I feel like here with this moon and this Cancer energy, it's like there's definitely a hidden path or some hidden guidance in your emotional body, and it's all going to be different for each of you, but you really want to start paying attention to how you're feeling as these moon phases go through. What's your peaks? What's your valleys? When are you tired? When are you energetic? When are you maybe a little bit more sensitive? When do you feel a little bit detached, right? It's like there's something in that patterning that really speaks to the path that you're headed on, or is going to be very valuable on this new journey. So it's like you're going to need to be in tune with your own moon here, in tune with what you feel, in order to really get the most and gain the most insight, to really kind of utilize this wisdom here with the Hierophant, or to really receive the wisdom or act in wisdom in some way here. Tell me more. What's the overall message here from Cancer? Spirit of Cups. Okay. So you got 2 Kings and an Empress here in your reading thus far. Spirit of Cups being Pisces energy. King of Cups in this particular deck. But again, this is what I was saying. You're going to have a rule, a mastering, a structure, a grip on your emotions. You're really going to have that understanding. And the King of Cups has studied their emotional energy so much so that it leads them in everything that they do, and they trust it. Some of you, it's building that trust, okay, with what you feel, not negating what you feel for logic. Acknowledging that your feeling has its own logical sense too. Do you see what I'm saying? Like there's a reason why you have emotions, Taurus Gemini. That they're not just there just because it's intentional, right? There's meaning and purpose behind it. And I feel like that's what the divine is really trying to get you to figure out and connect with. That's that new consciousness, that new perspective with this Ace of Swords. Okay, let's look into this creative energy and then we will end your reading. If you've enjoyed it thus far, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I truly appreciate it. And thank you to everybody who's tuning in live right now. I appreciate your presence, okay? Tell me more about this creative energy for Taurus Gemini in the 5th house. Nymph of Wands. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Because this means that you are childlike in that exploration of your passion, of that fire, of that creative energy, of the energy around you, of that self-expression. I love it. I absolutely love it. Tell me more. Tell me more. I even want to say that this Nymph of Wands is a Leo energy. Don't quote me on that though, but I feel like it is. It's coming through as very strong Leo. 9 of Swords. Okay. Yeah, and this is what I was picking up on. Remember, 10 of Swords was your first card out. So the worry, the anxiety, the fear, the self-consciousness around whatever this creative energy is, it's like the divine is trying to get you to step into this Page of Wands. The Page of Wands here is very confident in everything that they do, right? It's that child that believes they can fly. They believe they can do whatever they want, right? That there's no limit to what's possible. Okay, they truly feel the universe supporting them in everything. There's no doubt in a Page of Wands' mind. High levels of optimism. Everything will work out, right? That type of childish energy. And it's like with this 9 of Swords, that's what this Page of Wands is trying to combat within you, Taurus Gemini. This is the fear. This is the worry. This is the agony. This is the restlessness in the mental state, worrying, overthinking it. Page of Wands, you just let it flow. Don't think about it too much. Also, don't take it a little too seriously. And I know that that might be a little hard, especially if this is like creative energy is very vulnerable because we have all this emotional moon, the feelings, right? If it puts you in a vulnerable state, it can be difficult to not take that seriously, right? To maybe expect a certain outcome or, you know, want something to come out of it, or just, it's like there's a need to get into this mode of creating for just creative sake, right? Like not with an end goal, not with any purpose or really anything in mind. It's just letting that energy flow through you. Venus, also very creative energy. The Empress, also known as creativity, like a stream of creativity in other decks, right? So it's like you're going through that transition here where I do feel like your inner Page of Wands is going to win out and beat this 9 of Swords vibration within you to allow that creative energy to flow forward. Tell me more about this creative flow for Taurus Gemini divine. 10 of Wands. So you have the strength, you have what it takes to see it through. 10 of Wands could also be spreading yourself a little too thin, maybe wanting to take on too much at one time. Tell me more about this 10 of Wands. Clarify this 10 of Wands for the 5th house for Taurus Gemini. Ace of Wands. Wow. 2 aces. Love that. Yeah. So I thank you, Spirit. I love this. I love this because you started out with a 10, right? And then you got a 10 of Swords, and then you got the Ace of Swords. And then now you're here with the 10 of Wands and then an Ace of Wands. So you're really moving through the completion of some sort of cycle here where I do feel like worry, doubt, fear, self-consciousness was maybe keeping you from really being authentic in some sort of expression or trying something new, learning something new, right? Picking up some sort of hobby. It's like almost maybe a little bit of imposter syndrome here, Taurus Gemini. Like there's something that is creative within you. You do have a creative stream, but it's like, it's that imposter syndrome. Like, well, who am I to try to attempt And I'm just going to throw random, like painting, or like I said, creative writing for some of you, or acting. Like, who am I to try that? But it's like, why not? Page of Wands. If it's something you're interested in, if it's something that you really feel attracted to try to explore, learn more about, why hold yourself back from that? Right? I feel like the divine really wants you to be in this kind of who cares type of vibe, right? And again, I think that's what it is. Release the outcome. It doesn't have to be for a purpose. It could just be a hobby, right? It doesn't have to necessarily be tied to money for you or turn into a career. It could just be something that you really truly love, right? That you're learning more about, that creates this spark of passion in you. Ace of Wands, that gives you inspiration, something that you're inspired by. It's like, don't hold yourself back from those things here, Taurus Gemini, because it's super important to your growth here. And it really does enrich your life. Again, not everything has to, again, have an end goal, okay? So tell me, what's the overall message here for the 5th house? I just feel like getting into that creative energy is just what's more important than the actual outcome or the product. Do you know what I mean? You also have the 2 of Swords here. Okay, which means that there's a decision and another crescent moon in the background. Some of y'all are really connected to the crescent moon phase. Whether you were born on it, whether it's the moon that you always see in the sky for some of you, like every time you look up, it's a crescent moon, right? It's something about that energy, but again, crescent moons are also connected to creative flow and creative energy. I feel like whatever this creative flow, whatever this inspiration is, whatever you're attracted to exploring when it comes to creativity, it's going to get you out of your head and into this moon energy, into your intuition, into what you're feeling. It's going to kind of take the pressure off your mental space and allow the other emotional bodies and energetic bodies that you have kind of shine forward here. 2 of Swords, there's a reason why they're blindfolded, right? Because if you look at it on surface, you're going to make one decision. If you blindfold yourself and really sense and feel, right, what's right for you without looking at it, without judging it, right, then you're going to lean towards another choice or another option. So it's kind of like, how can I say that? It's numbing one sense to let another sense come forward, right? So you take away your vision, which is one of your 5 senses, to allow your intuition, your smell, your hearing to come more forward, right? To lean on that a little bit more. And I feel like that's what this is. Some of you have just been really in your head, right? Really, again, logical about things, not allowing that creative flow, that Empress energy, right? Not allowing what you feel to kind of inspire you and guide you to just express things. Some of you are really letting down this wall or kind of breaking down some sort of structure you've had around yourself. And again, allowing yourself to be free in that expression. You're free to feel what you need to feel. You're free to express that how you deem necessary, so long as it's not hurting you and hurting others, right? But I do feel like there is some sort of artsy, creative energy that you feel really drawn to, but you've been holding yourself back from exploring and learning more about and getting into, which it might actually be something that's really crucial to your path. Remember, you have the 2 of Wands and the 4 of Wands here. So there is a union or some sort of foundation that you can build off of this creative energy. You just have to allow yourself to explore it. Okay? Well, all right, Taurus Gemini, that was quite the reading. Again, I hope you found this helpful and insightful, maybe filled with some confirmation on what you got going on or what you've been going through or what's maybe to come. Definitely claim this reading in the comment section below if you do want to have that Empress flow, all of these beautiful aces, and really tap into that creative passion of yours and really work through moving and releasing anything that's worrying you or holding you back. Definitely claim that in the comment section below. Also, let me know what resonated with you from this reading. I love to hear that from you all. And again, for everyone who tuned in live, I thank you for your presence. Hi, angels. And again, hi Jenna, hi Charlie V for being here. I love you all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your presence. And I will see you all next week for your love reading, okay? Make sure you tune in for that as well. Namaste.